You're hurt losing someone that was never meant to be here forever. You're constantly replaying the memories, you're constantly replaying the last few conversations you had leading up to the breakup. And honestly, you're asking yourself if maybe there was more that you could have did. And let me be here to tell you that that friendship probably ended for the best, and it probably saved you even more heartache that you would be experiencing if you would have kept it together, or at least tried. You don't need to send another text, so put your phone down, delete the paragraph. You don't need to ask your other friends what you need to do. You don't even need to sit there and beat yourself up about it, because I'm going to help alleviate all of those concerns. Let's look at the anatomy of why friendships fade and why it's okay that some of them don't last long. Hello everyone, my name is Deja and this is Dejaology, and this is the part of the internet where we talk about all things overthinking and how it's ruining your life and how you can instead use overthinking and leverage it to get everything you've ever wanted. Phase 1. Breakups alone are already hard, but breakups and friendships are even harder because you develop this sense of relationship that is almost like unbreakable. You know, it's built on, long talks, going out, hanging out, sometimes just sitting with each other in the presence of nothing going on. Always doing things together. People know you guys are like friends. It's a whole thing. And if you know, you know. Friendships are so incredible. I love them. And I think you should definitely go and foster them. But when they break and when they are falling apart, it can feel like the world is ending. It can feel like maybe you even deserve it for some past karma. And that is a very toxic way of thinking about it. Losing a friend activates your amygdala, the same place where your anger, fear, and anxiety takes place. It triggers that same part. Because a lot of the time, losing a friend is almost like a physical pain. You can physically feel that. And honestly, I think a lot of people would rather just have the physical pain than have the mental, emotional pain buried on them from losing this person in their life. With the amygdala lighted up and fired up and ready to go off, this can cause unwanted stress. It can dysregulate your hormones and it can just throw you out of whack. You don't even know what to do anymore because you don't feel like yourself. Everyone notices you don't feel like yourself. So what do you do at this point? You might get the bright idea to maybe go out and find new friends. Maybe go out and hang out with your other friends. But sometimes it just doesn't feel the same. Sometimes it just makes you not even want to see anyone, which can lead to isolation and loneliness. And sometimes people even go down big spirals where they forget to take care of themselves, which is also harmful in and of itself because you need to take care of yourself. Because if you're not going to take care of yourself, who's going to take care of you? Answer that question. I'll wait. Exactly. Losing friends, especially ones that meant really deep connections to you, can be a lot. This can mess with all types of things, not just the stress, not just the loneliness. This can even go into your self esteem. You might feel like you're not a good friend. You might feel like nobody wants to be friends with you. And honestly, you shouldn't feel like that because everything happens for a reason. I try to always keep that mantra going because honestly, if I didn't, I would probably be crazy at this point. However, comma, losing friends is not always bad. Sometimes it's for the best, and sometimes it's just protection coming to save you before you get hurt and you're even more devastated by the consequences of staying in this friendship when you could have left a long time ago. Because it's really easy to ignore the red flags of your friends because you're friends with them. You love them. You talk to them every day. And sometimes the more closer you are with someone, the harder it can be to tell them the truth because you don't want to hurt. But inadvertently, you are still hurting them because you're not telling them a problem that they have that is probably making you and others kind of concerned. Phase 2. A lot of friendships die out because one person slowly has come to the realization that this friendship is not what they want anymore. And instead of voicing that concern, instead of communicating that to the other party, they instead just go quiet. Maybe they stop coming out more. Maybe they stop texting you or calling you. Or maybe it just feels like every time you do reach out to them, it's like pulling teeth. And honestly, friendships should not feel like that. They should feel easy. They should feel fun. They should feel lighthearted. They should feel like connected, not disconnected, not heavy, you should not be pulling teeth with someone that's supposed to care about you. And that's not to say if someone is pulling back, that doesn't mean they care about you anymore. It could just mean that they're realizing that this friendship isn't serving them and they don't know how to express that. And while they're letting one side of the relationship go, you are in panic mode and you are trying to save the relationship. And I have to be the one to tell you that saving a relationship where the other party does not want to pull their weight is not worth it. And you just have to let it go too. You can talk all you want, but if someone has made their mind up and it seems like they're very hard on this decision, why change it? Because evidently, did they really care that much if it's just so easy for them to just throw it all away? And I know if you're watching this, that means your heart is so big and just so open and you just want to love everyone and just be there for everyone. But the thing is, you can't, because who's going to be there for you? You're doing all this stuff for you. You're doing all this stuff for other people, and other people are not returning it. And sometimes it just means you're surrounded by a bad group of people. And I know people don't want to hear that either, but I think it's better to be alone than be lonely in a group of people. We gotta pick our struggle here. So I beg you, I ask that you stop texting this person. You stop trying to reach out and try to make the friendship works because they don't want to. Stop bending over backwards to do it. Yes, you can be apart for a couple months even and then come back and nothing happens. That's cool. If your friendship is like that, then continue doing that. If you guys talk every day and then suddenly it changes, ask them. You can ask one time and you can talk about it. You can be like, hey, I feel that you're pulling away. Why is that? They might not have a reason, whatever the case might be. But you need to realize and you need to understand that you should not be basically making yourself a doormat in order to make others feel comfortable. You should not be belittling yourself or making yourself feel even worse because this person feels bad about something and now they're putting it on you. That's not okay. Part 3. So instead of seeking closure or just 10 different solutions on how to fix this friendship, just let it go, let it be. Stop asking for validation from other people. Stop asking if you were right. Stop asking if this was the right decision. Make it the right decision. Instead of waiting for other people to be like, that you could have did this or that, just do it and be so confident in it that you don't care what other people have to say. If someone doesn't like the way you did something, well, whoop de doo. They weren't in the situation, so they can't really say that much about it. If the other party is bad mouthing it and saying that you're taking it too far or doing too much, hey, you're probably not doing a lot. You're probably just taking care of your emotions the way that you feel, and it's just being used against you. Because I've been there. I have gotten a lot of things turned back on me when I'm like, wait, that's not even how it happened. But I'm not going to fight with it because I know what the truth is. The people that I care about know what the truth is, and that's all that matters. As long as you are satisfied and content with the way that things are playing out, then you will always be okay. But the second that you put that energy and that power into someone else's hand, you are giving away your power. You are giving away your peace. And if it costs you your peace, then it's got to go. It has to go. Because it is better to foster a couple plants than a million plants. It's better to foster a tree than foster 100 dandelions. So, all in all, I tell you to stop trying to fit yourself in a puzzle that was not built for you and instead be the puzzle piece and build the rest of the puzzle pieces around you because you are amazing. And thank you guys for watching to the end of this video. If you liked it, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!